South Africa observes Drug Awareness Week. Centre of Transformation, an institution that is assisting individuals who are struggling to break the cycle of drug addiction, is launching a new model of rehabilitation. Now, the model is set to offer a long-term trauma-informed holistic rehabilitation as well as reintegration approach showing measurable as well as real-world results. And to tell us more about this, we're very pleased to be joined here in studio by Mr. Curt van Heerden, who is the founder as well as CEO of the Centre for Transformation. Mr. van Heerden, a great pleasure to have you with us. Good afternoon, sir. So talk to us about what prompted the establishment of this model that you recently launched.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for having me here. What prompted this establishment of what we just launched is obviously the real relapse rate that we have seen growing in South Africa. The current relapse rate in South Africa is between the percentages of 60 and 70%. And that is reference to the 30-day model program that's currently happening within South Africa. And because of that relapse rate, we have decided to create a model that is not in relationship with the 30-day program. Because according to statistics, it takes
More
3
than
months.
60 days, right?
It takes 3 months to 9 months for the brain to create a new neural pathway. So anything less than 3 months is any rehab facility basically saying, I'm handing that addict back to his or her past, just looking better.
But how is it going to work now, Curt? Is it going to be designed specifically for the different types of the drug addictions that, of course, the sufferers are addicted to?
One, yes. Two, also the different experience that they've had and the different lifestyles they come from. So you would, if someone smokes Mandrax in relation to someone who smokes Nyaupe, which is known as heroin, and then also someone who's married who books into a program, and someone who's still a child, you cannot offer the same program to those individuals.
The effects are not the same.
And the needs are not the same. And because the needs are not the same, the approach cannot be the same. So you literally have to have an individualistic approach and not just a horizontal approach.
Absolutely.
And the individualistic approach allows you to identify how you got to help that person more than help everyone on the same scale.
So, Curt, how are you going to roll out this initiative? Who are you going to be in collaboration with exactly to ensure that you identify the necessary subjects that need this assistance and program?
It's currently been rolled out. We've been in existence for the last 10 years. We launched in the year 2015. We went from Institution of Grace to the Centre of Transformation with the sole purpose in the rebranding aspect of things to revamp and redefine what addiction stands for in South Africa and how it's looked at within South Africa.
Now, let's talk about that. I mean, let's talk about some of the gaps that you've actually identified in terms of rehabilitation of those that are dealing with addiction.
Some of the gaps are multi-levels, but I'll just highlight a few. One, many individuals are only finding recovery from addiction, but they're not finding healing as people.
Why is that, Curt?
Because they are on the quick fix process. And what we must identify is if you don't find healing as a person, you become the same person who became the victim to your addiction. So you're basically just reintroducing yourself back to your past. So what we must identify is understanding how the healing of the person must precede their desire for recovery from addiction. Because addiction is the only prison where the locks are on the inside.
Look, you also speak about the fact that South Africa's rehabilitation system is quite fragmented or broken, and it does not service the needs of the people. We've just seen a story here. There was this individual who was identified by a famous DJ. He took him through the rehab process for about 3 or 6 months, and this individual kept getting lost, Curt. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the story, but apparently he could not be assisted because he has gone right back to the streets. So are these the types of people that you're also going to be identifying through this project as well?
Oh, most definitely. But I think what's important is when we use the word rehab, it's important that we don't generalize. We should not say the person went to rehab and therefore he could not be helped. We must also identify what type of program was run with that individual within that rehab for us to identify why he or she could not get the help. Because it's not a rehab that changes the person. It is the type of program that is run within the rehab and also how that person grows through the program and not just goes through the program.
All right, Curt, it's great having you in studio and good luck with this initiative. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but thank you so much. That is Mr. Curt van Heerden, the founder as well as CEO of the Center for Transformation.